Hello creative people, and welcome back on my channel. Today I'm gonna try out all of your tips that you left in the comments. Thank you. First of all, we're gonna do a Kevin paintings tutorial. I'm very scared because it looks very difficult. Second of all, you told me that I have to use thicker brushes, and I will try to do that. Third, I want to use more paint. I want to load my brushes more so that there's more paint on my canvas. And I know that I'm really shy with paint. Less is more, in my opinion. I always try not to overdo it, and yeah, today I want to try out to just load my brushes more. The fourth thing that I want to change is I always painted with linseed oil before, but today I will use something different. This bad boy is called Liquin, and it's supposed to dry the oil paints faster, so I'm really excited about this one. The next thing I want to try out is use natural brushes instead of nylon brushes. If you have firmer bristles, it's supposed to be easier to load the oil paint. I'm really excited to try this out too. The last thing that I want to try out is I'm a fan of symmetrical and perfect trees. I want to try to paint more naturally this time. I know that in nature you never find a perfect tree, but yeah, I really like them. I want to try out to make it a little bit more natural this time. Now that I talked so much, I can't wait to start painting, so let's go. I decided to do this tutorial. It looks so intimidating and I'm really scared to do it. I didn't watch the whole video yet, but yeah, we will do that together now. Oh my god, but it's so pretty. This guy really is talented. I'm scared.
We'll start off today here with the 1-inch brush, a little bit of our yellow ochre, Hansa yellow and white. Now I've already put clear gel and white over the sky, and I placed a little bit of tape here at the horizon line. That just makes it easier to do the sea ski.
So we are 10 seconds in and he already wanted me to paint the whole thing white and do a border of tape there. So I have to get tape.
6.5 hours later.
I didn't find any other tape. So sad. I hope that this tape is not too strong. We will see. I caught my plant. Okay. I think I will make it a little less sticky. Put it on the floor, I think. Okay, now the liquid white. Let's go. So the consistency is a little bit like a gel. Really weird. Do I have to shake it? Okay, this really is a gel. I'm a little skeptical. But yeah, so many people recommended this that I really have to try it. It is also really smelly. But let's start painting. I feel like a chemist right now because I really feel the difference. The paint feels a lot more thick. It almost feels like acrylics. I'm really scared right now that it will be drying as fast as acrylics, because then it would be not that good. Can you mix Liquin and linseed oil? Leave a comment down below. First step done, but that was the easiest step.
Start out with yellow. It's a pretty good place to start. A little bit of white there in the middle. As I work from my yellow outward, I'm going to begin to hit into a lot of these yellow ochre tones. And a lot of the times in sunsets, you have this little pocket of blue up there. I'm going to do that, but make sure that I leave that open.
Okay, this is enough for the start. I will have to use yellow and yellow ochre, and yeah. We will just try to recreate this. I'm gonna use this very hard bristle brush now to do this. Even though I really don't feel this brush, but yeah, I'm gonna try out your tips and tell you my opinion later. Now the yellow part. Okay, don't overdo it. Just move on.
99% of the time, I'll leave a spot for blue or purple or use something. You know what I mean? There, we're gonna have a lot of clouds here. A lot of clouds. This is just background color. Now I'm placing in some pink. And the main goal of this.
Okay, that just went too fast for me. Let's try to recreate this now. I don't know, is this comparable?
I don't think so.
It looks like a sky. We will have to leave some space for blue, so I will continue watching the tutorial before I do anything.
So let's take a fresh, clean brush and some blue and red, and I'm going to go ahead and just, let's just try our best to put some blue up here without getting green. Really don't want green in my sunset today.
Okay, next step is blue, and let's just try our best. It's really giving Bob vibes. This is too dark, I think. Okay, he goes even faster than Bob. I really try to get those clouds in now.
I want my painting just a bit more balanced. I'm okay with having it on the warm side, but I don't want it too unbalanced, if you know what I mean. Not too many warm colors.
It looks so different, but I really can't stop blending these colors, and it seems like he doesn't blend the colors that much. And he also has another technique. Bob always says the X strokes, and he uses something like, I don't know how to tell it, but like this. I'm really unsure right now. I will try to get more colors in, because he also has a lot of different shades, so maybe this will help.
Just play around and I'll change to a filbert brush here very soon. Now, I've been using the filbert brush the last couple minutes here, just establishing a few clouds. Of course, I like them a little softer on the bottom and then a little larger, a little more full on the top. What that does is it creates the look of the sky kind of wrapping up.
It's not that I don't like it, but you already can't compare it at all. That's bothering me a little bit.
Kind of starting real tiny at the bottom, and then just they gradually get bigger as they go up the top, if you want that.
I'm so confused.
When the pressure's on, he chokes it away.
I'm going to, of course, come through and highlight. The sky is a big deal. We have very little water in this painting. Compare it to the sky.
I want to blend it again, but yeah. I'm not sure what to do right now.
So we might just spend an extra minute on the sky. This looks like, oh man, I'm almost done, but not really.
Okay, I will use a smaller brush, and I will try to do those motions like he does. And I try if it gets better or even worse.
I'm going to continue to add layer upon layer, and if I need to, I'll stop and I'll wipe it with a shop towel. If that is necessary, it very well might be.
Okay, with the smaller brush, it's a little easier to get these shapes in.
Cool. You know, is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. But there's a lot of nice parts about it.
A thick load of paint.
I'm just going to continue to work it until I'm pleased with it, and then there you go. Pretty straightforward.
Okay, it seems like I have a lot more colors in, and it's not quite as in the tutorial, but I think that I will move on now because, yeah, I don't want to overdo it, and it's already a lot of paint on there, and yeah, at this point I'm not sure if I'm making it better or worse, so let's continue.
Now this is, to me, where the fun part is. This is where I'm going to take a shop towel and I'm going to sculpt and really refine some of the areas by removing paint instead of adding paint. Clears this area up for highlight. If I want to, which I do, add some highlight. So if you're not using shop towels, where have you been? Well, you must be new here. Let's just keep on going. Little by little, kind of working this together. Now be aware you can still create a muddy color if you're not careful. You may need to change your shop towel out. I'm going to take some yellow and white, and now this is where we get to have some fun here.
Okay, maybe that's the answer to my question. So it took me a really long time to get to this point, but I can live with this. But I need a break now. I definitely need a break.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so my break was 2 minutes long because I couldn't stop. I have to continue.
Let's start away from that sun in case I may want that sun coming out from like right here and maybe allow that to be cloud. I don't know. Things will change when I start putting the highlight on. I've got the detail brush now. I'm just going to work on a little bit of this highlight, broken lines. This is called a silver lining to the clouds, and it's always done. Well, when it's done right, it's always done with broken lines.
Okay, some broken lines.
You can come back with a dry, clean brush and clean up the edges. That is the back, the back side of the stroke, whether that's up or down, depending on where the highlight is resting on that cloud.
If I'm comparing this, I want to start over.
Check this out. I think that's going to be a cloud. I think my sun's going to be right there. Anyway, I'm just going to have fun. Kind of a relaxing little painting in a lot of ways. It's not as hectic as some. Sometimes they're a little hectic, trying to get all the pieces put together. I feel like this is really, maybe not a beginner painting so much, but just an easier composition in that I don't have 3 million little moving parts.
Yeah, just make me cry.
Little ocean. Just like one thing to focus on right now. I'm going to take some nearly pure white. It's not pure, but it is very close. Very, very close. Right up here. I'm going to paint in my sun area. Now I've wiped this area off very, very well. And that allows me to get this color in here as bright as I want it. Otherwise it wouldn't be as bright as I want it. And even doing multiple layers might not work out so great.
What did I do? Okay, so I will try to get my sun part very bright right now. It's not that I don't like my painting, but every time I compare it, I'm like, did we see the same video?
Take a little bit more white. Wipe that brush off before reloading it for sure. If you don't want it to kind of get dirty. It's pretty, and it looks bright. It looks bright because, I'll tell you the secret to it looking bright. It looks bright because it slowly moves from light to dark. Now I've got a blender brush, and I don't want to destroy my clouds because, that could happen. I'm just going to, especially maybe on the lower third, I'm going to just brush them. I don't even think I am going, okay, I'm going to do it real quick, just slightest touch. Oh, I got to be so careful here. Let me tell you what, when you spend, a long time on a sky, I didn't spend, a lot of time, but I spent a few minutes on the sky. You can destroy it in 3 seconds, even with a soft blender brush. It's just the way it is. In 3 seconds, that sky will be gone, and you will have erased, quite literally, all of your hard work. Don't do it.
You can destroy it in just 3 seconds. How uplifting. Thank you.
Pressure is on.
I tried to get the whole painting a little brighter because now we're gonna do the bottom part. I want to have this top part done. Let's rip the tape, and I hope I can rip it.
Now I'm going to roughly sketch out my ocean here and down and like so. Okay. Yeah, so that's the basic idea. Maybe I want a rock or two. Let me go ahead and get my ocean wave kind of where I want it to go, which is going to live somewhere in this area. There we go. I'm just wrapping up a few of these little.
What? He goes from 2 lines, and by the way, I was overwhelmed by these 2 lines. He goes from 2 lines to. How? Send help! Why did you make me do this? Okay, so I have to take a break again because my dog has to pee. I didn't know that this would take me so long. I'm halfway done with the beach. I didn't even start with the water, so this will take me some more hours. You are just so focused on this painting, it's crazy. This is how it looks right now. It will take some time, but I will build up something that's a little similar to Kevin's artwork.
If it's the last thing I do.
The last part will be the water. I think this will be the most difficult part, but you never know.
Where are you taking us?
Into the wild.
Okay, I'm back, so let's do this.
I'm going to take a small little flat brush and let's begin working in some purple. This will be fun. This is dry here. Very, very, well, I don't mean dry. What I mean is like there's nothing on the canvas. I wiped it all off. So what little is there should be fine. So we'll just keep playing around with this color. This is just my first shadow tone. It does need to have plenty of red so I don't get too much green. A little bit of green is perfectly welcome here. This is the ocean and we are going to have some green, a little bit of green here in the foam, not much. There. And leave plenty of room for yellow highlights and areas and whatnot. Now, I'm going to just run this around like so. And that's just kind of how I'm choosing to do it today. I need to keep this very much red though. If I get this too blue, I can put the blues in later, but if I get it too blue now, I won't be able to highlight with my orange tones. I'm going to take some yellow and maybe just a little touch of red, not too much. Don't want much red, yellow and red. And let's begin painting in the eye of the wave. There you go. Cool. I'm going to dip into just the tiniest little touch of walnut oil. That will help this paint to flow. And I just get a little bit of a better blend. And I do want some of that here. This will not be my final color. I'm not going to have a bright orange wave, but just a little bit of that orange is going to peek its way through. Most of that will not. Now I'm going to work in, you can see I'm just using kind of a dark purple with some black in it even. I'm working in some of the colors and shadows to my waves here. I'm just going to play around now with my darker tones. And there's a little black in here, and the black is nice. It kind of touches the yellow. There we go. So a lot of this area here actually needs to be painted in using dark. Now I've got my liner brush. I've got the paint thinned down, and I'm going to begin to put in my final details. I'm going to pretty much have to rely on the liner brush here because of the way that the paint is pretty slippery. And just finish it up. All right, well that about wraps up our painting for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
So my iPad died and now I'm on my own. I think it will be just a few steps left. I just try to do what I can to save this painting. Okay, let's say I'm done. I could spend more hours on this, but I'm so tired and I really want to film a conclusion, so that's what we got. First of all, Kevin paintings are really, really hard to do. It's not to compare with Bob Ross, it's so hard, oh my god. I feel like Kevin, he jumps from one part to another part. It's not like he shows everything and you are just like, oh my god, how will I do this? It's just very, very difficult and I'm happy that I did it, but yeah. I'm gonna need my time before I can do it again. The second thing I wanted to say is I really saw a difference in the brushes, the nylon and the natural brushes and also the more thicker brushes. I really see the difference now, and I think that they both are there for a reason. So I think that the nylon brushes are really good to paint small details and also to get crisp lines, but with the natural brushes it's much more easy to load a lot of color on it and also to get a lot of color on the canvas. And also for blending, I think it's really cool and it gives a really natural looking texture, and that's really cool. So I like both of them. I really like the liquid. It comes in really handy, and I'm very excited that this painting will be dried tomorrow. I can't confirm it right now, but I already can tell you that this one is really good also to mix your color. You can see that this thing really helps to dry the color faster, because I feel that it's a little dry already, so it's a little bit more like acrylics, but you are still able to blend the colors really well. The next thing, I really tried to have the most natural shapes as possible. I think it's still a little hard for me because I really like smooth surfaces and things like that, but I really try to get in more of the structure of the natural element, like stone for example. I really like that in this painting. What I don't like in this painting is the sky. It's not ugly, but I think that the colors are just too much. These greenish parts, they are really taking away from the rest of it. And yeah, as I said, you really can't compare the two paintings together. I created my own version and I learned a lot, but yeah, it's not the same, not at all. What do you think of my painting? Leave a comment down below. Now, all I have left to say is like my video, subscribe to my channel, and see you next time on my little creative space. Bye bye! Oh my god, I'm just so tired and I have to clean this mess now.